Okay, Joy.
Here.
Joy. Tria.
Here.
Aiko.
Yes.
Grace. No Grace. Teresa. Hello. Jenny.
Here.
Hey, I'm Anna.
I'm Brad.
What kind of white are you?
What?
Is it Irish? You look really Irie.
Irie?
Yeah, it's short for Irish.
All right, let's do some warm-up improv scenes. No suggestions.
You're under arrest for embezzling from Bank of America.
Throwing me under the bus, Officer Kelly? But you were the mastermind behind the whole thing.
Oh, you're gonna rat me out? Classic wimpy white man. Where's your honor?
I'm not hiding any Jews. 9.
Sword collection? Really? Your yellow fever's getting out of control, man.
Crush this beer gun on your forehead, frat boy, for Delta U!
You know, I'm not really a religious person, but this Pope is pretty chill.
Yeah. I mean, I even started going to church.
Are you two?
Oh my God, it's the Pentecost priest! Get out of here! Get out!
Okay, I'm sorry. Do you not have a note on this?
Yeah. Super funny, Brad. But you could commit more. It seems like you're hesitating.
The initiations are pretty stereotypical.
Really? I didn't notice that.
Frat bro, embezzler, pedophile priest. I mean, I know these are the only portrayals of white men in media, but that doesn't mean that we're all like that.
Nobody's saying that, Brad.
It's just a little frustrating, you know, to not see someone who looks like me in class or on this stage. I mean, even at the higher levels, it's all just Asian women.
Hey, funny is funny, dude. It's not our fault that most people in improv are Asian women.
Funny is also subjective. I mean, you guys have a very particular sense of humor, and you're gonna identify with other Asian women.
Wait, are you saying we're racist?
Hey, my boyfriend's white.
No, not racist. Maybe unconsciously biased?
All right. I think we all heard Brad. Thank you for speaking up. But let's keep the politics out of here for a little bit and get back to work. Brad, why don't you initiate a scene?
Whoa, that new whey protein's really doing a number on your traps.
Yeah, wrap it up, broski. We're late for a Coldplay concert, and they're a bunch of women we need to shame into fucking us.
Really?
I'd still do them.
But I'm here today because I believe Facebook's products harm children, stoke division, and weaken our democracy. The company's leadership knows how to make Facebook and Instagram safer, but won't make the necessary changes because they have put their astronomical profits before people. Congressional action is needed. They won't solve this crisis without your help. Yesterday, we saw Facebook get taken off the internet. I don't know why it went down, but I know that for more than 5 hours, Facebook wasn't used to deepen divides, destabilize democracies, and make young girls and women feel bad about their bodies. It also means that millions of small businesses weren't able to reach potential customers, and countless photos of new babies weren't joyously celebrated by family and friends around the world. I believe in the potential of Facebook. We can have social media we enjoy that connects us without tearing our apart our democracy, putting our children in danger, and sowing ethnic violence around the world. We can do better. I have worked as a product manager at large tech companies since 2006, including Google, Pinterest, Yelp, and Facebook. My job has largely focused on algorithmic products like Google Plus Search and recommendation systems like the one that powers the Facebook newsfeed. Having worked on 4 different types of social networks, I understand how complex and nuanced these problems are. However, the choices being made inside of Facebook are disastrous for our children, for our public safety, for our privacy, and for our democracy. And that is why we must demand Facebook make changes. During my time at Facebook, first working as the lead product manager for civic misinformation, and later on counter-espionage, I saw Facebook repeatedly encounter conflicts between its own profits and our safety. Facebook consistently resolved these conflicts in favor of its own profits. The result has been more division, more harm, more lies, more threats, and more combat. In some cases, this dangerous online talk has led to actual violence that harms and even kills people. This is not simply a matter of certain social media users being angry or unstable, or about one side being radicalized against the other. It is about Facebook choosing to grow at all costs, becoming an almost $1 trillion company by buying its profits with our safety. During my time at Facebook, I came to realize a devastating truth. Almost no one outside of Facebook knows what happens inside of Facebook. The company intentionally hides vital information from the public, from the US government, and from governments around the world. The documents I have provided to Congress prove that Facebook has repeatedly misled the public about what its own research reveals about the safety of children, the efficacy of its artificial intelligence systems, and its role in spreading divisive and extreme messages. I came forward because I believe that every human being deserves the dignity of the truth. The severity of this crisis demands that we break out of our previous regulatory frames. Facebook wants to trick you into thinking that privacy protections or changes to Section 230 alone will be sufficient. While important, these will not get to the core of the issue, which is that no one truly understands the destructive choices made by Facebook except Facebook. We can afford nothing less than full transparency. As long as Facebook is operating in the shadows, hiding its research from public scrutiny, it is unaccountable. Until the incentives change, Facebook will not change. Left alone, Facebook will continue to make choices that go against the common good, our common good. When we realized big tobacco was hiding the harms it caused, the government took action. When we figured out cars were safer with seatbelts, the government took action. And when our government learned that opioids were taking lives, the government took action. I implore you to do the same here. Today, Facebook shapes our perception of the world by choosing the information we see. Even those who don't use Facebook are impacted by the majority who do. A company with such frightening influence over so many people, over their deepest thoughts, feelings, and behavior, needs real oversight. But Facebook's closed design means it has no real oversight. Only Facebook knows how it personalizes your feed for you. At other large tech companies like Google, any independent researcher can download from the internet the company's search results and write papers about what they find. And they do. But Facebook hides behind walls that keeps researchers and regulators from understanding the true dynamics of their system. Facebook will tell you privacy means they can't give you data. This is not true. When tobacco companies claimed that filtered cigarettes were safer for consumers, scientists could independently invalidate these marketing messages and confirm that, in fact, they posed a greater threat to human health. The public cannot do the same with Facebook. We are given no other option than to take their marketing messages on blind faith. Not only does the company hide most of its own data, my disclosure has proved that when Facebook is directly asked questions as important as, how do you impact the health and safety of our children? They mislead and they choose to mislead and misdirect. Facebook has not earned our blind faith. This inability to see into Facebook's actual systems and confirm how they work is communicated and confirm that they work as communicated is like the Department of Transportation regulating cars by only watching them drive down the highway. Today, no regulator has a menu of solutions for how to fix Facebook because Facebook didn't want them to know enough about what's causing the problems. Otherwise, there wouldn't have been need for a whistleblower. How is the public supposed to assess if Facebook is resolving conflicts of interest in a way that is aligned with the public good if the public has no visibility into how Facebook operates? This must change. Facebook wants you to believe that the problems we're talking about are unsolvable. They want you to believe in false choices. They want you to believe that you must choose between a Facebook full of divisive and extreme content or losing one of the most important values our country was founded upon, free speech. That you must choose between public oversight of Facebook's choices and your personal privacy. That to be able to share fun photos of your kids with old friends, you must also be inundated with anger-driven virality. They want you to believe that this is just part of the deal. I am here today to tell you that's not true. These problems are solvable. A safer, free speech respecting, more enjoyable social media is possible. But there's one thing that I hope everyone takes away from these disclosures. It is that Facebook can change, but is clearly not going to do so on its own. My fear is that without action, divisive and extremist behaviors we see today are only the beginning. What we saw in Myanmar and are now seeing in Ethiopia are only the opening chapters of a story so terrifying, no one wants to read the end of it. Congress can change the rules that Facebook plays by and stop the many harms it is now causing. We now know the truth about Facebook's destructive impact. I really appreciate the seriousness which the members of Congress and the Securities and Exchange Commission are approaching these issues. I came forward at great personal risk because I believe we still have time to act. But we must act now. I'm asking you, our elected representatives, to act. Thank you.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.
Profit over people. Profit over people. Profit over people, guys. Where have we heard that before? Profit over people is defined as the policies and processes whereby a relative handful of private interests are permitted to control as much as possible of social life in order to maximize their personal profits. Today we're going to explore more of that, guys. Why is the Atlantic slowly filling with crude petroleum, threatening a million-year-old ecological balance? Why did traders at prominent banks take high-risk gambles with the money entrusted to them by hundreds of thousands of clients around the world, expanding and leveraging their investments to the point that failure led to a global financial crisis that left millions of people jobless and hundreds of cities ecologically devastated, guys? Too big to fail. Too big to fail. Why would the world's most powerful military spend 10 years fighting an enemy that presents no direct threat at all? Do you know the answer to that? I do. The answer to that, guys, is 4 syllables. One word. Neoliberal. 5, my bad. 5 syllables, guys. One word. Neoliberal. And from the neoliberal ideology, it's the belief that in the supremacy of the free market to drive and govern human affairs, that there will be a wonderful balance of rich, poor, destitute, thriving economic growth. Yes, the free market governing human affairs, guys. The free market governing a species as old as time itself. If you read the Bible. Time and millennia. What makes man so arrogant that they think an economic philosophy or theory might be an all-encompassing wave to govern humanity itself? Well, I'll tell you. What kind of people? The 1% that own more wealth than the bottom 90% combined. Their goal is to have profit, quarterly profit, growth every quarter. Those quarters better grow. Those pay periods better pay. Those workers better work, get back to work. They better comply, consume, obey. Above all, they had better fall in line. All for the good of the company, guys. It's the company way. And are you a company man? We're beginning to see who the company men are at Tommy Nation Politics. With these mandated vaccines, with this reckless spending from the two-party system, with the arrogant and unscrupulous Federal Bureau of Instigation. Coming up later, we'll be having a special guest, Beatrice Ms. V. Harris, on the show. This is the live stream. The chat is open. Please be free-thinking, innovative, totally open-minded, guys. We were going to change this neoliberal ideology nightmare. $1. One live stream. One fight at a time. And we will never give in. We will never surrender. We will always fight. Some people aren't fighting anymore. Some people, they lost. They lost the will to fight. Not here. Not at Tommy Nation Politics, guys. Sit back, relax, reflect on the past to the present as we look for solutions towards the future.
Before, when you were on, we talked a little bit, but I think in this context, it's important for people to understand that you had to deal with MSNBC at
Right
one
out of
point.
came out of office in 2003. I was the hottest commodity out there. Fox, MSNBC, and CNN got in a bidding war for me. MSNBC won. I signed a 3-year contract with them. I was supposed to be on 5 nights a week, but there was a problem. I signed the contract. We were putting the whole show together. It came out that I opposed the Iraq war.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at the same time, they had just hired Phil Donahue. Phil was their highest rated show. He also opposed the Iraq war. Phil got pulled from the air, and I was never allowed on, basically.
So I want people
And they paid me for the whole 3 years, so I was handcuffed by their contract.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't do any news shows, couldn't do any other network, and they paid the entire 3 years. It's the easiest money I've ever made, but they, in essence, censored me because I honor contracts, and, you know, as long as they paid me, they owned me.
Yeah. So they did the same thing to Ashley Banfield. She spoke out against the war.
Ashley got pulled.
Yeah, and not only did they pull her from the air, when she was a huge star at the time.
Oh, yeah.
Giant rising star. They wouldn't let her out of her contract, her office inside Onset. You know why? It's not about Ashley Banfield. That was sending a message to everyone else in the building.
Yeah.
Okay, we have So we worried about the Russians, we're worried about Al Jazeera. And I understand those concerns, right? I'm not minimizing those concerns.
We should be worried about ourselves.
We should be worried about us too. Because when MSNBC does that, well, that's also limiting free speech.
Think back, people. There was nobody speaking out against the Iraq War before we invaded.
Gentlemen, good morning. Well, what do you have for me today?
Hey guys, this is Tommy with Tommy Nation Politics. How's everyone doing today? Tommy Nation Politics. Hi guys, this is Tommy with Tommy Nation Politics. How you doing today, huh? Just got out of the shower. I really had to wipe the slime and crud of Republicans and Democrats off my goddamn skin. It's been a long week, guys. A long week of Republicans and Democrats.
Mr. President, Senator Mitch McConnell says he has sent a letter to you explaining his view. Have you seen that letter? Have you communicated with him? And how dire do you believe this is if action doesn't take place in the next few days?
First of all, I did get a letter. I got it 10 minutes before I walked in here. I've read it. I plan on talking to Mitch about it. He and I have been down this road once before, back when I was vice president. And I hope we can have some intelligent and honest conversation about what he's proposing. And I think the easiest way to do this, and if the Republicans would not use the filibuster, would be to let us vote on what is already in the Senate right now, passed by the House, to raise the debt limit. And we could do that in the next several days.
I just want to be very clear. Can you guarantee that the U.S. will not breach the debt ceiling, that will not happen?
No, I can't. That's up to Mitch McConnell.
Is it possible that the U.S. will not pay its debt? That is possible.
I can't believe that will be the end result because the consequence is so dire. I don't believe that. But can I guarantee it? If I could, I would, but I can't.
We've got the Republicans that have not held on to any pretense of dignity, integrity, or principles. And the Democrats, they're weak as fuck. Spineless as you know what. But I'm enjoying myself. It's a Sunday fun day. It's October 3rd, year of our Lord, 2021. We're all nearly halfway over from the year. We have election day almost a month away. So I'm easing my game. I'm easy like Sunday morning. I'm chilling. I'm chilaquile. We chilaquile here in the Texas area. We chilaquile. That means we chill. I'm drinking some Shiraz from New Zealand, by the way, guys. It's very good. I forget what the brand's called. It's called Oak Leaf Vineyards, guys. Oak Leaf. Not much oak there in New Zealand. I don't know what the fuck that means. It must be.
Understand that.
We live back? We had an interruption in the force. A great disturbance in the force.
Facebook consistent.